So I have to mention that, last week our guest, Thomas Tomlinson, he won Best in Painting this year at the New Mexico Arts and Crafts Fair. We had a guest last week.
Yeah.
And he won an award for Best in Painting.
So the magic of the Morning Brew continues.
Yeah, we were in the presence of a winner. Yeah.
You come on the show and you're a winner.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
So upcoming events. Every summer during the month of June, the National Hispanic Cultural Center offers Voces, which is Writing Institute for the Youth, a 4-week intensive writing workshop for high school students to work with their mentors on writing, editing, and publishing. And this year, Urban Verbs with our friends Hakeem Bellamy and Carlos Contreras and those guys over there, they're facilitating the entire program this summer, and they're inviting us to attend a free performance of the students' work this Friday, June 28th at 7 p.m. At the National Hispanic Cultural Center. And they'll also be publishing collections of the students' work in the fall. So I think it's great that they're working with the youth, giving the guys something to do.
They're on with us next.
Oh,
they're next, yeah.
How do I keep... psychically
they were in the dressing room
guests.
getting ready, so you didn't see them.
So you'll hear more about those guys, but
they'll be here in a minute.
So Albuquerque is a great launch pad for all these creative leaders, which brings me to mention that I think New Mexico is full of hidden gems that are out in the great big world making a name for themselves. So it's always surprising when we mention New Mexico. People have either never heard of us or surprised that we speak good English. So our guest today, Eric Garcia, is out in the big great world making a name for himself, but he is originally born and raised in the South Valley of Albuquerque and has emerged with a Bachelor of Fine Arts from UNM and a Master's of Fine Arts from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, where he currently lives. And he's won many awards, like the prestigious Jacob Javits Awards and the Midwestern Vision and Voices residencies. And he has many nationally published political cartoons, but he has a variety of art, like handcrafted posters and large-scale murals. And he's returned to his old stomping grounds here in Duke City for the unveiling of his mural at Gateway Park in the South Valley, which is this Monday at 9 a.m. on Isleta and Bridge.
Right.
So welcome back
Eric,
to
welcome.
New
Thank you for
Mexico.
being here.
No, it's great to be back. It's great to be.
Hey, Chicago's not a bad place to hang out, is it?
But there's no sun out there. There's nothing like New Mexico sun.
Well, you're getting a full dose of it this week,
Right,
aren't you?
right.
Welcome to our show. It's good to meet you and have you back in Albuquerque.
It's great to be back.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your work before we see it. Describe your motivation in your work and what you do.
My motivation for my work is always cultural, historical, and political. So there's the 3 concepts I'm usually trying to get through my visuals.
So, is it working?
Sometimes and sometimes not. We always pray and hope.
Do you get a lot of your inspiration from New Mexico then?
Oh, of course, New Mexico is my heart and my soul. So that always comes through my art.
Well, let's take a look at some of your work and walk us through this. The first one we're going to see here is basically a wall with people working on it, and then we'll see the end result. But here we are.
Right. So let me tell you about the bigger picture. So the National Museum of Mexican Art, which I work with right now, and the organization Working Classroom have collaborated with the Bernalillo County to make a new mural at Gateway Park, which is right on the corner of Bridge and Isleta. And it's a brand new park. It's only been there not even a year, I think, and it has a long wall. It's not tall, but it's long. They gave us a section of the wall to start a mural.
So they said, "Okay, Eric, work your magic." Right.
Right. So they gave us 6 local talented artists from the local high schools, Rio Grande High School, my old alum, right, Albuquerque High, and Tusco Academy. So there's 6 talented other students who are working on this mural with me.
Okay, let's take a look at the finished product here.
Right, so that was the before picture, and here's the after picture.
Wow.
So we just finished it this week. I just finished putting the credits on Monday, and the unveiling is going to be the next Monday, July 1st at 9, as you already mentioned.
So they must be really talented artists.
Yeah, so they're super talented, and they went by super fast. We're way ahead of schedule. And
How long did that take?
It took us a month. We just finished it. And because we were ahead of schedule, we even gave back to the community by going back to some of the community centers and talking about the process and what we were doing. So it was a really good opportunity for all of us.
Let me ask the crew to put the first finished slide back up of the wall itself. And I want to have you describe what this thing is about.
Right. So before I came back to Albuquerque, our team already had went out into the community and asked about what visuals or what would you like to see on this wall. So the community members talked about agriculture, water, stuff that would represent the South Valley community. So we basically had this long wall, but not so tall. So I wanted to create this long linear, almost like a horizon line, a timeline, different concepts of what would represent the South Valley. So this long turquoise line morphs into different things of the neck of a guitar, hay, bales of hay, serpents, and also right here in the center you could see we even talk about the contamination of our great precious water source from the jet spill of Kirtland Air Force Base. So it's talking about larger concepts as well, not just beautiful stuff.
Very interesting.
So aside from these great murals you work on, you also do political cartoons.
Right. So when I'm not doing working full time at the National Museum of Mexican Art there in Chicago, one of the other things I do is I'm a political cartoonist, and I run a weekly political cartoon called El Machete Illustrated. So I started out doing these cartoons back when I was at the University of New Mexico working at the Daily Lobo. Eventually my editor-in-chief, Marissa DeMarco, took me and I started publishing with the Weekly Alibi. And I don't publish there anymore, but I still do a lot of local issues, such as the one you just saw about Whole Foods and stuff.
The Whole Foods English only controversy.
Right. So I like to do the local stuff as well.
I like that with your art. You're always, educating and challenging the viewer and going beyond just the aesthetics and, trying to deliver a message that's kind of political.
Right. That's one thing that I try to strive in my art. It's not just a pretty thing to look at, but it can be a vehicle. It can be a learning tool. It can even be a weapon as well.
A weapon, yeah. Well, I guess it could be. We have a couple more things to show here of your work, and maybe these are things that you're working on right now.
Right. So I have some other projects going on as well. When I leave here from New Mexico, I'm going to be going to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I have a residency right there right now at the Kohler Art Center. So Kohler Factory is famous for their kitchen and bathroom ware, right?
Sure.
But they have this amazing residency going on for the past 40 years. I think this year is the 40th anniversary of this residency, where they ask artists to come and utilize their facilities to make sculptural artworks, personal artworks. So I'm one of their artists in residency there, and I think the next slide shows a little clip of one of the projects that I'm working on right now. So this is 20.
What is this?
So these are 24 slip cast feet that I made. Okay. And the concept is that these are the 24 men from Acoma who got their feet taken or dismembered by Don Juan de Oñate, the founder of New Mexico, right? Yeah. So it's talking about the tragic history that we come from, our tragic past, talking about these bigger issues, but again, using art as a vehicle for talking about complexity and tragedy of our lives.
Do you find this relatable to people outside of New Mexico, though?
Well, this installation is specifically made for New Mexico. I had it intended to be donated to the National Hispanic Cultural Center. So I gave them a proposal, and it's being considered as we speak. So yes, the context of an installation is always important. The placement of what this object or what this piece of art is super important. So you're right. This is a very specific piece that's specific to New Mexico.
Very interesting.
It's for New Mexico.
Very interesting. You have a website with all your work displayed on it?
We do. I have. You can look me up on Facebook. I have a Twitter account, Garcia Inc. South Valley Art used to be my old account. I don't know if
we have your Tumblr account.
Tumblr account, right? Yeah. So.